In the year 2050, plastic became the most abundant material on the planet. People gave up on recycling and resorted to throwing it wherever they found convenient, including the ocean. In an attempt to solve the impending crisis of plastic doom, scientists from around the world gathered at the University of South Florida to come up with a solution. After years of configuration and planning, a mysterious bacteria was found that could dissolve plastic. This very bacterium, known as Pseudomonas sp. TDA1, was biologically engineered to evolve in the gut of sharks to create a natural way to clean the oceans. This symbiotic relationship between the Pseudomonas bacteria and the shark created a relationship in which the shark is able to gain nutrients from the plastic it is consuming. The ample amount of plastic in the ocean would provide sufficient food for the sharks. The scientists implemented the bacteria into the gut of shark embryos that were created in the lab after a collection of sperm and eggs from mature adult sharks. The scientists worked relentlessly to grow as much bacterium that could be implemented into as many juvenile lab sharks as they possibly could, and then release them into the waters around Florida. The bacterium was designed independently for different shark species, including bull sharks, lemon sharks, and tiger sharks, so it could coexist in different stomach environments. With the goal of creating cleaner oceans, the scientists came up with Pseudomonas super sharks. Months after the sharks were released into the ocean, the scientists began diving around the sharks to see how they were behaving. What they saw was something they thought could never happen. The sharks had grown so much in a few months' time that they were the size of fully grown adults already. This massive increase in growth meant that the sharks were consuming so much plastic and removing it from the ocean. The scientists were thrilled with their findings. Before the introduction of the Pseudomonas sharks, marine life was washing up dead on the beaches, and their stomachs were seen filled with plastics. Things such as fish, marine mammals, seabirds, and invertebrates were washing up less often after the sharks were introduced. This showed that the genetically modified sharks were doing what they were supposed to be doing in cleaning up the ocean. What the scientists didn't know was that the sharks would later become interested in all the plastic gathered at the coastlines. The only problem with this is that humans are constantly around these plastic deposits. They became the new target for the Pseudomonas sharks. Months later, the scientists went back into the water and realized the sharks had grown even bigger and were becoming more aggressive to humans. The divers realized that the plastic pieces of their dive gear was an easy snack for the sharks. The amount of Pseudomonas bacteria was rapidly growing inside the sharks and allowing for it to consume even more plastic that would later be converted into energy for the sharks to grow. At the rate plastic was being dumped into the ocean and the sharks were growing, the scientists knew these sharks would become an even bigger problem than Jaws or the Meg ever were. After the sharks decimated a large portion of the human population, every beach in America was closed down until the plastic problem was solved. Beach tourism was now a thing of the past. But would it be that way forever? You'll just have to wait for the Pseudomonas sequel to come out.